Hi folks, it's Andy and welcome to the Kendo Show. Okay folks, here we are for a new video. I thought I'd make this sort of video to kind of talk about the sort of Kendo event that I attended last year in November in Tokyo, in Japan. It was called KENKAKU. Basically, it was a sort of new special kind of Kendo tournament that was organized by a popular Japanese Kendo YouTuber called KendoStar. So basically, I guess I'll start from the beginning, and what we'll do is I'll tell you the sort of story about it, a bit about the tournament, and now that my match has been uploaded, we'll watch it together, and I'll give you a little bit of a sort of talk through of my match and a bit of a translation of the Japanese video that went along with it. So KendoStar is a popular YouTuber. This is a leaflet from KENKAKU 2023. It was in November, as you can see, and this is the sort of lineup. There I am on it here. Here's KendoStar here. KendoStar, very popular Japanese YouTuber, very competent, very strong, excellent Kendoka. He's got beautiful Kendos, very strong. And essentially, I've watched his channel for quite a while, and I saw him start talking about KENKAKU probably in about summertime last year. He wanted to open a new type of Kendo Taikai to try and sort of change the way a little bit how sort of people look at Kendo Taikai, and maybe make it a little bit more interesting, maybe a little bit more fun. And he came up with this idea of KENKAKU. Now, KENKAKU is a essentially organized, unlike a traditional Kendo Shiai. It's organized like maybe like a boxing tournament, or it's not a tournament, like a boxing match, or a martial arts, or mixed martial arts, or what do you say, like wrestling or something like that, where it's one person is matched against another person and they get one match, and the winner is the winner. And there was prize money as well. There was prize money. It wasn't life-changing money. It was 50,000 yen for those of us in the prize money category. That's like $400 or something like that. Okay. It's like less than £300 right now with the GB pounds, with the current exchange rate. All right, but it wasn't the point. I wasn't interested in it for the money. And essentially, it was kind of put out there as a match between people. Mainly the people who are participating were like popular. They had some sort of face in the Kendo community, whether they're popular on Instagram, on Twitter or X, or if they have YouTube channels. There's all different ones. So, for example, KendoStar himself he's a very popular YouTuber. He's a title match. His match hasn't been released yet, so I won't spoil anything with it. But he was matched against a very popular Kajitani Hyoga Senshu, who has a very popular YouTube channel as well. Some of the kids were from sort of YouTube channels as well. Different sort of things, really. There's some popular YouTubers down here as well, Japanese YouTubers. So that was the sort of idea. And essentially, when he put it out, I sort of put a message out to him, asked him how he'd feel about somebody participating from overseas, because I felt like it would be a good chance for me to try to kind of promote Kendo a little bit more internationally, and sort of the international face of Kendo in Japan as well. I did feel that, like, when I lived in Japan a lot, lots of people were surprised that Kendo even exists abroad. So I thought it'd be a great chance for me to go and at least kind of, give the impression, especially if I could at least have the good match, whether I win or lose, but have the good match, and show that we do have kendo outside of Japan. I thought it'd be a good chance to do that, and he was very, very receptive. He thought it'd be a great idea. He'd seen my channel before. So he was happy for me to join. So yeah, come November, I got on a plane. I went to Tokyo, especially for it. I was there. I think the match was on the tournament. The event was on Saturday. I think it's on here actually. The date. 11th of November. Saturday, 11th of November. And I arrived in Tokyo on Friday afternoon. So I didn't give myself much time to acclimatize. And then I came back on I think it was the Monday or the Tuesday or something like that. I had a couple of days in Tokyo to sort out some odd ends, and then I came back. So yeah, it was a great event. It was really different to how any other kendo tournament I've been in before had been, because everybody was matched one-on-one. My match was here. This is me, obviously. And I was matched with Maru Sensei. Maru Sensei, he has a YouTube channel for his dojo. He's a high school kendo teacher, and he also has a dojo that kind of runs in his family. His house is kind of a dojo, and he runs a dojo in his local community. So I was very nervous about it. It's very different because like I say, it was one-on-one, so I knew I was fighting in advance. It was kind of interesting because like weeks before the match, they sent us out videos. We all had to send in videos of our own kendo, and then they were sent to our opponents. So I got videos of Maru Sensei's kendo to get the chance to study him, and he obviously had the chance to do the same for me. So that was really interesting. Everybody was matched together based on sort of particular attributes. There was a series of videos that Kenshi-kun did introducing the event itself, and he talked about the matchups and what have you. One of the reasons he said that he matched me and Maru Sensei together is we're obviously a similar height and build, and he's quite a lot younger than me though. I think he was 29, I think, so 11 years younger than me. But what Kenshi-kun said was he thought that Maru Sensei has a very sort of correct kendo, and having seen mine kendo, he was very complimentary. Said the same about mine, so he would like to see those two sort of challenge each other. Really, really strange feeling getting there on the day. Very, very professional event. There was professional lighting setups and everything like that. It was like run a lot more like you would have like a boxing event rather than a kendo event. Like I say, each match was announced with a proper announcer. We had like entry music, which in the YouTube video has been sort of changed a bit. It was like smoke machines and stuff. It was kind of funny. It was kind of sportified in a way, but I don't think in a really bad way. It was really fun and everyone had a great time. I don't think there was any issue with it. Then Ken had approved it all, so I think it was fine. There was a couple of interesting things that we'll get to the video in a minute, but a couple of interesting things so that when we watch the match you'll have some context. But this is the rules that were handed out. Obviously it's in Japanese, but if it was in Japan, if I can knock my microphone over. The key things were that it was obviously Sanbon Shobu, and they were 5-minute matches, and I think you got a 2-minute encho. And if it wasn't decided in the encho, then it would be decided by hante. However, the hante wasn't done normally when you have hante, that's a judgment of the shimpan. Normally the 3 shimpan would put the flag up for who they think should win and the majority wins, but that's not how this worked. In this case, they had the 3 shimpan and then 2 additional what they called hantein, who were sat outside of the shiai at a table, and they were sort of marking scores on the shiai as it went. Again, a bit similar to a boxing match. And there was a whole category of things like if you had the good voice, if you had the almost ippon waza, if you were making attacking, or whether you were defending too much, and all these things, which I thought was really, really, really interesting. And if that happened, then the 3 shimpan would confer with the 2 hante, and then they would reach a majority decision for the hante. The other thing that was different, there was a video replay. If you felt that the shimpan made a not incorrect decision, but if you felt they awarded a point that didn't strike you, you were allowed to, you had one chance to ask for a video replay. Nobody in the entire event used this, by the way, but it was made very clear it was only for the case of if you felt that your datotsuburi, your target area, had not been hit. All right, so if it was like clearly you felt it was on the tsuba instead of the kote. Rather than, oh, well, it was too light, or it wasn't good zanshin. You couldn't argue that sort of thing. But as I say, no, it didn't occur at all throughout the match. Yeah, it was 5-minute matches with 2-minute encho, and then the only other difference was it says the new COVID rules, or the preliminary rules, were not in effect. Okay, so they were not in effect. We didn't have the. We didn't use the Subazeri separation rules, but again, there was no massive like time wasted in Subazeri, because again, I think all the players are also aware of the fact that they were being scored in terms of hante as well, if it came down to that. So all the matches I saw were really, really good, really nice, really fun matches. So I think that's the whole sort of story of it covered. I know I've talked a lot, but shall we get to the video? Let's have a look at the video itself. So, right, let me make sure I've got these sound levels right. I might have to adjust them as we go, but we'll have a quick look. Okay, so here it is. As you can see, it says there up in the top corner, KENKAKU 2023. Okay. Oh, so but all the players also had to submit like an intro video, which was to go at the start of this. So we both had to, well, all the players, we had to make a video to kind of introduce ourselves and our like motivation or whatever message we wanted to put across. Or some people could do a funny thing or like what have you. So yeah. So this is the 7th match of the thing. So this is Maru Sensei's video, of course. There's a thing on the whiteboard. I'm not sure if you can see there, but it does say kind of like get Andy kind of thing. He's there in the dojo doing suburi. One of the kids says Kanto, that's the dojo master, and he stops. He says, "Hey, I'm doing suburi, so please don't talk to me." Sorry. And he's counting that he's done 1,065, so he's done loads of suburi preparing for this match. The kid says, "Andy's back!" And he falls over. So this is my video. So obviously I took a little bit more serious approach. I said, so far I said, of course, I'm really looking forward to this shiai. I've seen the videos of my opponent. He's clearly very strong and younger than me. And I said I'd do my best to return to my feeling of my competitive days and use all my effort to fight as hard as I can. Okay, so here's the match. So then we get like an intro. they added this music later. We had to choose, but
29歳道場の館長として少年指導に当たっております。
So the announcer says his height, so it's 173 centimeters, same as me, 85 kilos, about the same as me, and he is the leader of dojo, teaching the children's kendo.
教え子たちは手に汗を握り、この戦いを見守っているということでしょう。負けるわけにはいきません。
Of course, all the children are supporting him and cheering him on, and he mustn't feel he can lose under that.
身長173センチ、体重83キロ。
I missed it. I thought you said that at the start, but he said his height and weight just now.
山梨有心館館長。
So the kanjo of Yushinkan in Yamanashi.
丸先生。
Here I am. I was super nervous. You can really see on my face. Like I look a bit scary. I'm like this, but I was like super nervous. I was like, why have I done this? I'm thinking, why have I put myself into this position?
イギリスの代表選手経験もあるこの男がまさかの見学参戦。
There's the player with the experience, this guy with the experience of being the GB national team member, British national team member, has unbelievably joined the KENKAKU.
前イギリス大会2連覇、前フランス大会ヨーロッパ選手権3位と堂々の実績を下げ、はるばる海を渡ってきました。
They say some of my achievements, winning the British Championships a couple of times and the French Championships and third place in European Championships, things, and that I've sort of come over, across the sea with sort of full energy.
自ら運営する YouTube アカウント The Kendo Show は
I run the YouTube show, The Kendo Show,
29,000人
with
の
29,000 followers.
日本の剣道家よりも熱い志を持っていると言っても過言ではありません。
It wouldn't be sort of exaggerating to say that, what do you say? That I've got more passion or something, energy or something for Kendo than even the Japanese Kendo player.
身長173センチ、体重80キロ。
My height, 195 centimeters, 173 centimeters. My weight, 80 kilos. Yeah.
Kendo is life.
Kendo is life.
Andy Fisher!
So here we go. Here we start the match. All right. So we get this view. We get a little camera view in the right hand corner. Sometimes it changes. One downside of this is I think the camera people aren't really Kendo people. So sometimes the angles aren't amazing, but it's okay. Obviously, I'm the white player. Okay. So I decided straight away that I was gonna go into this match sort of a little bit cautiously. This guy's a lot younger than me. He's probably faster than me. And if I threw stuff out there without thinking, I was gonna lose quickly. And I didn't want to lose quickly, all right? I wanted to do my best to show that I can do some Kendo before getting destroyed or something like that. So I was playing very cautiously on purpose and looking for my opportunities, seeing how my semi would affect him. Sort of missed a chance there, I think. But I started to get the feeling here that my semi was being quite effective. He was very cautious. I think he was a little bit unsure of what to expect. This is a bit dangerous actually because I kind of messed up this. I knew he was going to come for it, but I kind of misjudged the timing. So luckily he missed the men as well. But this could have been important for him. This is dangerous. There's a flag there. I remember him touching my kote here, but I didn't feel that it was ippon, so I didn't think anything of it. I didn't see. Luckily for me, I didn't see the other flag go up. Well, he did touch the kote. It was really, really close one. That's my fault because I leant back as I blocked to lift my hands just to block here. I should have sort of moved forward rather than backwards to save myself from that sort of danger. Luckily for me, I think he was a little bit hesitant in his strike as well, and it meant he couldn't probably get his full body behind his strike, and it was more with just his hands rather than with like a powerful fumikomi. So I think that's why it didn't quite convince the other shimpan, thankfully. But it was an excellent opportunity for Kote. Yeah, I was lucky there. So I knew at this point that, obviously I had to be quite careful, but at the same time I was thinking about how I can make attacks in case this came to the point where it will go to hante. I'm just as happy. I couldn't quite get the momentum behind that. a little bit. What can I say? I'm not too old for it, but my body doesn't move in the way I used to think it did. But yeah, I'm just as happy to fight this match from Tsubazari Ai as I am from Isoku. I am happy to balance the match between those two areas. I remember thinking that at the time. Here as well, missed opportunity. I think my semi affected him quite well. And if I'd sort of managed to capitalize on it a bit more, perhaps been a bit calmer. I know I was still super nervous, right? Then maybe I'd have maybe found something out of this position, but I sort of remember at the time. Yeah, you can see if you see my head, I kind of Starting thinking as well, I need to start trying to hit in order to, I don't want the Shiai to look really one-sided in case it comes to hante, which at the minute I feel like it is. I don't think I've really thrown that much at him. Dangerous point again. See here I felt that if I pressed in with Semi here, he would come for men, which he did, but he didn't really throw himself in for it. So my plan was to do the Kaishido, men Kaishido, as you can see. But I think he sort of noticed. He noticed, and I noticed he noticed. So so we both sort of gave up on that. But I was happy, in retrospect, it's good that I got him to react to me. But it's a shame I couldn't properly. I was probably a little bit hasty with my semi. Maybe if I'd sort of built him up a little bit more before really pushing on him, he might have committed to that a bit more. Here again, this is a bit too slow. So here again, I'm like, oh, there it is again. So now I try for like a feint to feint to gyakudo and then men. But it's a bit late now. I let him get his balance back. Yeah. Once he gets his balance back, he can defend it. So. Here again, I felt if I let him chase me a bit, he'd probably raise his hands and give me that chance to kote there. But again, I wasn't able to really give it the chance, give it everything that it needed to become ippon. I knew that as soon as I struck it, so that's why I moved on from it immediately. Couldn't get the clean strike. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I thought here that I had a good shot at men, but I think he was setting me up here for the kaishido. Luckily for me, his strike wasn't amazing, and I'd sort of dropped my hands to it, so I managed to sort of let that one go. But it was a dangerous point for me, very dangerous point. So I've had two sort of close encounters now, two brushes with death almost. So you know, I'm having to start to think a little bit more about how I'm going to play this out. So here's an important thing, right? Here's an important thing that I think a lot of like intermediate competitive players struggle with, right? Is defense in Tsubazariai. Okay, so actually Tsubazariai is quite a comfortable position for me. I'm quite happy there, and I'm quite happy to throw out hikiwaza. But here, where what a lot of players make a mistake is when the opponent sort of starts to look for the chance here. He's not moving back here to try to separate. He's looking for a chance to strike. Okay, so if I pull my hands back to defend here, he's gonna hit hikido, right? Definitely. I think that's what he wants. I think he's coming back this way to make me raise my hands to hit hikido. But instead of doing that, all I have to do is move forward and just push his hands down, press his hands down. No, no, basically is the message. But if you're like Jitsu in Tsubazariai, it becomes really dangerous. Yeah. This is a good series of waza here. I like how he did this hikigote here. It wasn't accurate. He didn't hit it all, but it's great that he's able to throw like renzoku hikiwaza out like that. Not a lot of people can do that. Here I thought he was coming. Right, because a little speciality of mine recently has been men kaisi gyakudo. I've been doing that a little bit recently. And I thought if I managed to pull that off in this GI, that would be pretty awesome. So I knew that if I draw back here and let him chase me, and then if I stop, he'll come for men again, like I did before. So I'm actually coming up here to do the Kaishi Gakudo here, but he went for Kote instead, so it didn't work. Again, as well, another thing that's worth pointing out, if you're sort of into competitive, CI, one thing I'm very keen on in Tsubazariai, like I say, I'm happy to play this match in Tsubazariai, but I'm always maneuvering myself around the Shiai-jo. I don't stay in the same place, and I do my best to try to put the cross that's in the middle of the Shiai-jo. I try to move the Tsubazariai to a position that I can then turn so that cross is behind me. See, like this. So the cross is like here, you can see, but it's not quite behind me, but I'm sort of controlling the positioning of the Tsubazariai. I figured that if I could get to that position, then I might have the chance at the Hikimen, which I did. Actually, this wasn't a bad chance. What I did here is I moved to the right. And then struck to the left. Yeah, but I missed. I just misjudged that strike. Yeah, I was the right distance, but I just missed his men. Okay, but I had the chance there, and that was because I used the direction. Yeah, I moved around this way, and then I moved to the left as I hit. Okay? It's slightly advanced hikiwaza, but it's super useful. Again, if you're sort of getting into mid-level playing, I had a good chance hikigote here, right? I was like, oh yes, it's in. So this is a close one. But if you look at the little screen at the bottom, I slipped. I tripped over. Whoa! So I sort of fell, and then I couldn't properly give any kime to the strike. So I was like, oh well. And again, I thought here that if I press on him, he's going to come for men at this point. I didn't feel like kote was what he was looking for. But again, I couldn't get him to commit to that men. So he was able to defend it. So that's something I need to sort of think about a bit. I was probably a bit impatient pressing him, to be honest. I was probably a bit impatient here. Essentially what I did is I drew back and went like this, and I should probably have given it a little bit more sort of patience before I really pushed it on him. Again, you see how I'm moving so that I've got this X behind me. All right, I'm keeping this X behind me as much as I can. So I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out of the shiajo. So one thing I picked up from watching this is that, like, I think my nerves and my fear of losing the match was a little bit evident because every time I attack his men, I don't have the courage to just attack his men. I always have to do something before, like kind of katsugi or something like that, which can be useful. It can be useful, but I'm sort of using it as a bit of a shield to see what'll happen. So that's definitely something I need to sort out, really. I need to be a little bit braver, a little bit more courageous, and sort of maybe apply a little bit more semi as well. So yeah, lesson learned. So again, can you see how I've brought myself over there? I don't know if you can see, I'm talking about on this little one here. I brought myself over to this point, and now I want to come back to the cross. All right, I want to stand on, or I want to have the cross behind me. All right, so I'm going to control the tsubazariai to make sure that I can get that where I want it to be. All right, so I've got all this area of the shiaijo behind me to work with, and he's only got this. Yeah, that's. I wouldn't say it's intentional. I'm not sort of thinking about it as I'm doing it. It's habit at the now, right? It's just how I play the shiai, but it's something I've worked into a habit. Not a great way to defend myself here, but I was kind of like, oh. I should have probably gone forward than backwards, to be fair. You see, he's starting to wanting to hit me now. I can feel he's starting to want to make a hit on me. So I'm sort of, okay, I'm really going to have to be a bit careful. But luckily I had. So again, look, see where I am. See where I am. I'll talk about the ippon in a minute, but you see, I'm here in this corner. I do not want to be here. All right. So I'm coming back round. All right. I'm coming back round, and then there's a really important element here. Now, if we talk about this ippon, right? I'm coming round to my left. All right. So I'm moving to the left. My left. His right. He's coming this way. Right. And then suddenly, I push on his right side. Yeah. So I come to the left, and then I push on his right side. You can see that I pushed on his right side. So his left side is my right side. Yeah. So he's come to the right, and then I pushed him here, and he's gone like this. Yeah. Because now he thinks I'm going to push this way and hit Hikimen this way. So he's coming this way to defend himself. Right. Then I drop the hands for Katsugi here, so he thinks I'm actually going to hit his do, right? And I do that. As I do that, I move to the left, right? So I've pushed right, and I've moved to the left with Katsugi. Right, remember before I did one where I moved to the right and I hit on the left. Right, this is the next step from that. This is quite an advanced hikiwaza, to be honest. But I've pushed on the right, my right, then I've moved to the left and I've shown I'm going to hit to the left. So from his point of view, he's first we're moving around to my left, so he's right this way. Then I've pushed him here, he's come this way. Then I've attacked down here, so he's coming this way, right? I think you can tell the next step is I come back to the right side, my right side, his left side. I bring my shinai over, and that's where I hit his men. Okay, that's where I'm aiming for with his men. Okay, that's the trick here. All right, I've come round from the left, right, left, right, this way. All right, so he's kind of gone this way and wasn't sure which direction I was going to go in. All right, he was super nice guy, by the way, really nice guy, this Mari sensei. He came and asked me afterwards like how I set it up. He asked me to teach him how to do it, which is nice. Okay, so if you want to see it again in full speed. At first, I'm just thinking about getting back to the wider area of the Shiaijo. But then I think, oh, might as well. Okay, and that's how I set up that hikimen, all right? So it's a bit complicated. It's not the hikimen everyone's going to get away with, all right? I just say, like, hikiwaza is a bit of a thing for me, all right? It's a bit of a speciality of mine, and it certainly was in my sort of the later days of my competitive career. I got really good at it a little bit too late. If I'd been a lot better at it, or sort of, you know, if I'd known about it like I do now, when maybe 10 years ago, probably I'd have achieved a lot more. So now I know, right? Now I know. We've been playing for quite a while, yeah? There's not a lot on the clock left. So he's going to come after me. And I'm thinking, right, well, I don't have to hold on for that much longer. So I'll just make sure that I don't let him hit me, right? But he's definitely going to come on the offensive. I get my second hikimen. So let's talk through that as well, shall we? All right. So I know he's coming at me as much as he can, and I'm just focused on defending myself from him at this point. Okay. Now I do feel like if I press on him here, he'll come for men. And again, I think about doing this Kaishi Gyakudo. I thought that'd be a pretty cool and fun way to finish it. But he actually he does a sort of two-step one as well. So I think, oh, he didn't come. Now, what's really important here, I've set this up, is the position of my left foot, right? My left foot. My legs are quite wide here because I'm ready to pull back to hit Gyakudo, yeah? But as soon as that happens, as soon as I miss that, and I see him, actually he comes after that, yeah? My left foot comes straight up behind my right, all right? Because I know now he's in a weakened position and I'm in a stronger position, yeah? And all I have to do is I receive his sort of momentum and give him, if you look down here, all I have to do is give him a slight nudge that way. He's slightly, and he's off balance because he's just kind of thrown himself, and I just give him a push this way. He's off balance. He tries to push my shinai down out of the way, and that's enough. All I need is to slip my shinai around the other side, and I get the chance for another hikimen. I didn't set this up. This happened to happen. All right. It just fell. The chips fell in my sort of favor. Is that even a phrase? I don't think it's a phrase, but you know, it's the way the chips fell. I think that's a phrase. Yeah. I just saw it. Right. But I was able to do it because I prepared my left foot. So whenever your sensei is telling you how important preparation of your left foot is, I can't stress how much they are telling the truth, all right? And that was the end. I'd won 50 grand in yen. All right? So, good result. I was happy with it, of course. And then there's going to be a post-match interview, all right? So I'll tell you what, I'll give you a rough translation of that. what I can pick out from it anyway.
勝利者賞は
So they present me with their thing. I didn't quite know how to behave here. I know I look really serious. I'm like, but I didn't want to be like, yeah, either. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a bit, you know. I kind of felt a bit bad because, like in the intro, you know, not in the intro of this, but in the opening ceremony, we all had to do a bit of a speech. There's a video of that as well. I won't bring it up, but like, you know, Maru Sensei was like, oh yeah, if I win, I'm going to use the money to take all the dojo kids out and stuff. I was like, oh, sorry, kids. So yeah, sorry, I just realized I'm covering Maru Sensei's face, so he's down there anyway. I'll link to the original video in the description. So I was pretty happy, you know. Obviously, I just got off the plane straight into the Shiai next day. So, and they got some sponsors for the channel. Okay. So he says, well done for your match. Please tell us your feeling directly after the match. Oh, I feel really regretful. Couldn't break the like kamae. Couldn't break my kamae. Like Kuzusu couldn't break me, and couldn't get the chance to do techniques. But I feel I learned a lot. But I felt it was really fun to stand on the stage.
ありがとうございます。今回相手を研究する期間があったと思うんですけど、その辺でこう研究するときにしていたポイントですとか、それからまあ作戦ですとか、そういったものがもしあったらお聞かせください。
So you had the chance to study your opponent before the match. Maybe you could share with us any points or tactics that you picked up from studying.
アンディ選手は非常に海外の方ということで一癖あるのかなと思って。
So Andy being from abroad, I thought he would have some kind of peculiarity or strangeness to his kendo.
研究したんです。すごくこう日本の文化を大切に正しい剣道で勝負ということだったので、私もできる限り自分の
So he said that, but he could tell that after studying me, that I really appreciate and treasure Japanese culture. I think it means like the Japanese Kendo style. So let me go back to what he said. So as much as I can, I'll also would like to try to play correctly. I would like to win correctly, was the strong feeling I had. But Andy and I were able to have the sort of face-to-face fair fight with the fair kendo, and I feel pleased about that.
ありがとうございます。
Super lovely guy. Really, I really liked him. I'm going to go and visit his dojo at some point.
対戦をしてみてこうすればよかったなといった点、もし今の範囲で反省点などもしありましたらお聞かせください。
Do you have any things that you think you could have done, you know, you wish you had done differently or in a different way, or things that you sort of not regret but kind of review and think you should have done differently?
そうですね。ちょっと勝負に行けない場面が2、3ありましたので。
Yeah, there was probably 2 or 3 times where I should have challenged the shobu, like to attack. Like, oh, now is the chance for a strike. Is what I was thinking. But I became stiff. I couldn't release my waza. So I wish I could have played the match by getting rid of this tension and more relaxed.
はい、ありがとうございます。それでは最後に大会の感想を教えてください。
How do you feel about this tournament?
こういう新しい舞台で今後発展していく大会だと思うので。
This is a brand new type of stage. And what did he say after that? He said, and probably there'll be more of them. Likes to see it build up and become more successful. And he'd like it if the event itself and everybody that is involved in organizing it do their best and make it successful.
マル先生ありがとうございました。
Lovely bloke. Really, really nice guy.
じゃあ行きましょう。
So here I am, right? All right. My Japanese is not good. Right. So and I'm like I'm gasping for air because I was like proper nervous during the match and I got more tired than I normally would, and then like the whole excitement of the whole thing, I came off and this guy comes up to me with a microphone. He's like, okay, let me ask you some questions. Like, okay.
おめでとうございます。
Congratulations.
今試合終わりまして率直なお気持ちをお聞かせください。
So now the match is finished. Please tell us your direct thoughts after it.
ですね。もちろん勝ってよかったです。
of course, I'm pleased that I was able to win.
でも結果関係なくとても楽しい試合できてよかったです。
But regardless of any results, I'm pleased that I was able to have the good and enjoyable 試合。
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
今回事前に相手が分かっているので研究する期間があったかと思うんですけれども、そこでこう研究にしていたポイントですとか、その時の作戦を今回考えられていたものもしありましたら教えてください。
So this time you were able to study, it says the same question actually, study your opponent beforehand and maybe, pick up some points or tactics. Could you share them with us?
そうなんですね。
So here I am like, let me think.
丸先生がかなり強いともう前もって知ってたので。
So I was aware that Maru Sensei was very strong beforehand.
その試合動画を拝見して研究して。
Of course, from seeing his match videos and studying them.
かなり小手技が強いというふうな意識を持って。
But I had the strong impression that his kote waza especially was very, very good.
それを気をつけながら試合しました。
So I did my best to be careful of that whilst doing the shiai. I nearly lost the kote though, didn't I?
ありがとうございます。今回賞金が手に入ったかと思うんですけども、そちらの使い道を教えてください。
So this time you won the prize money. So please let us know how you will use the money. So this really took me off guard, really. And what I should have said is that I didn't expect to win the money because I actually didn't really. So yeah, made a bit of a Japanese blooper.
空港代をちょっと。
I said kukodai, I should have said hikoki dai, by the way. That was a mistake of mine. Anyway, it's like maybe I can use it towards the plane ticket. Towards it slightly.
ありがとうございます。それでは最後に大会の感想、全体の感想を教えてください。
Please tell us about your impression of the event as a whole.
とても面白くて楽しい大会でした。
It was a really interesting and enjoyable event.
普段の剣道大会にいろんなところで違って。
Compared to normal kendo event, it's different in lots of ways.
とても面白かったです。
But it was really, really interesting.
です。
And I'd like to experience it again.
フィッシャー選手おめでとうございました。ありがとうございました。
Just says congratulations. And that's it. That was it. That was me done. So that was my experience at KENKAKU. it was a real whirlwind. I remember I wrote off to Kenshikun and I was like, hey, how do you think about me joining it? And he was like super cool about it. And that was great. And he was like, yeah, you're in. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, have I just made a really stupid mistake? Which was kind of funny. So it was really, really interesting, really nerve-wracking. I haven't felt like that for a long time. So I think it was a really good challenge for myself. Because like I say, I've not seriously competed in Shiai for a long time. I did a bit of Shiai last year with, let's say, mixed experiences to say the least. This was the last one that I did of 2023. I'm not sure I'll do any this year. But it was great to, how can I say this? Trying to say this in a sort of PC way. Some people might not like me saying it, but it was great to do Shiai in Japan again. All right. It was great to do Shiai in Japan again. Yeah, I'll leave it at that, I think. It was a great finish to my Shiai experiences last year. As I say, I think I was really fortunate to be able to get the chance to make 2 Ippons. I was very also lucky to avoid receiving the Ippons. I think Maru Sensei was a fantastic player, a really, really great player. And a really super lovely guy, actually. I really want to go and practice with him again and spend more time with him because I really enjoyed his company as well as doing Kendo with him. So that was KENKAKU. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, subscribe, all the wonderful stuff, and shop at KendoStar. And see you next time. Bye-bye.